I've loved Playdate since the feature in Edge magazine. I love supporting independent developers. I was lucky enough to be in the first 20,000 to get my Playdate, and I play it most days.
I love Playdate because the creativity that is needed to develop for it, the games and apps available on the Playdate are like nothing else on the market. It's really unique.
I love to develop for the Playdate because the SDK is very easy and fun to use, and it's always magical to put your game for the first time on the hardware, holding it in your hands and playing it with the crank.
The Playdate community has got to be one of the most inspiring, creative, and supportive communities I have ever had the chance to be a part of, and I find myself thankful for it on a near weekly basis.
I don't have a lot of time to play games, and that's why I like my Playdate. It's full of fun, unique, creative games that are short or easy to play on the go, and you can't find these games anywhere else.
Between a great and supportive crew of developers and a nice little device that's actually fun to use, Playdate helps take me from a guy who likes playing RPGs to a guy who makes them. Also, it's nice to have a device that doesn't make me angry.
Playdate. Hello, it's us, Panic, and I'm Krista. Welcome back to another Playdate update, where it's time to get hyped for Season 2. When's it happening? How can you get it? What will the games be? Stay tuned for answers to all of these questions and more. Well, okay, we're not actually going to tell you what all of the games will be. Obviously, we still want that to mostly be a surprise. But spoiler alert, we will be giving you a sneak peek at 4 of the upcoming Season 2 games, and we'll quickly scroll through all of the Season 2 games' launch cards. We'll let you know right before that happens, but consider this fair warning. So what have we been up to since our last update? Well, I thought it'd be fun to bring in everyone's favorite CEO, Cable Sasser, to fill you in. Hey, Cable.
Hey, Krista, and hello to everyone. I'm Cable, and it's so nice to see you all again. It has been a minute, and yeah, we're back to mustache mode over here. Sorry. So, as you might know, a lot of people here at Panic have been working super hard on Playdate Season 2, and it's made me so happy to watch that come together. Those games are super special. There's always wild stuff happening in Playdate land. We had to switch factories, but we've been working with the new manufacturer to get production going, and they're already making incredibly high-quality systems. And we had our 2nd anniversary catalog sale, which was incredible. So many good games in catalog, almost 300. We've even done cool in-person events here in town, like the Retro Gaming Expo, OMSI After Dark, Fan Expo. And did you hear that whole story about how we hired a private detective to help us get some stolen Playdates back? That is absolutely true, and there's a whole podcast episode about that if you're interested. Looking forward this year, we've got an incredible OS and launcher update in the works, and not to mention, we're finally adding support for networking in our SDK. I cannot wait to see what developers do with an internet-connected Playdate. Also, I want to shout out the Game of the Year winners of the 2024 Playdate Community Awards: Echo, the Oracle Scroll by Bumbleborn, and the pulp game Off Planet Dreams by Ledbetter Games. Nice work, and thank you for making such incredible games for Playdate. And of course, a huge congratulations to all the other award winners and nominees, and thanks so much to the organizers, Playdate Squad, and to the whole Playdate community. It is a lot of work to put that stuff together, and we appreciate you all so much. Make sure to watch the awards if you haven't already. So, as always, still chaotic fun over here, and Arissa has the really exciting news, but before we check in with her, I do have one tiny little cool thing to show you. We made an all-new Playdate cover to celebrate Season 2, and this time it's finally in yellow. Yeah, it looks delicious. If you've been holding out on buying a cover because you wanted it to match your Playdate, we finally got you. Okay. So now I'll turn things over to Head of Playdate Developer Relations, Arissa Sudeng-Noy. She's been working super hard to bring Season 2 together, and I hope you're going to love these games. Okay, bye for now. Take it away, Arissa.
Thanks, Cable. Hey everyone, I'm Arissa. Great to see you again. So as Head of Playdate Developer Relations, I have the awesome job of not only helping put Season 2 together, but also telling you all about it. I'm really excited about more people experiencing these games together at the same time. That was always the idea behind having a season of games. 2 surprise games drop each week, and people get to discover them and play them and talk about them at the same time. And speaking of surprises, if you hate spoilers, consider yourself warned, because you're about to hear just a little bit about what we have in store for Season 2. Okay, I still mostly want to keep Season 2 a mystery, but I've decided to invite the dev teams from just 4 of the games to tell you a little bit about what they've been working on. First up is Jay Ma of Subset Games, creators of the beloved indie games FTL, Faster Than Light, and Into the Breach. Circle around for the sneak peek at her game Fulcrum.
Hi, I'm Jay Ma, co-founder of Subset Games and the primary developer of Fulcrum Defender. Fulcrum Defender is an arcade-style game where your goal is to survive as long as possible while holding back wave after wave of threats. The basic gameplay is simple, you just aim with the crank and shoot. However, over time, enemies will get more and more complex, and you will choose upgrades and new weapons to help keep up. The key to survive is a smart build and good aim. My goal for Fulcrum Defender was to recreate some of the fun of the Survivors genre of games, while taking advantage of the unique joy that is the Playdate's crank. Specifically though, I wanted to make a replayable experience that starts out slow and relaxing, but gradually ramps up until it becomes frantic chaos. Originally, I didn't plan on finishing this game. I was making it as a form of self-therapy. I've been struggling with long COVID the past few years, and I wanted to prove to myself that I can still make games in my current state. That's why I feel honored to have this game accepted into the Playdates Season 2 bundle. I hope you're excited to play Fulcrum Defender, as well as all the other great games in Season 2. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay. This next team features someone you may be familiar with if you followed any of the Panic Games publishing news. Antonio Fire Uribe was one of the 4 people who brought us the beautiful pixel art RPG Arco for PC, Mac, and consoles last year. Now he's teamed up with Dom Ferlin on a game I think you're gonna dig.
Hi there, my name is Antonio, also known as Fire, and I was the main programmer for this game.
I'm Dom 2D, and I'm a game designer and an artist, and we just made Dig Dig Dino. Dig Dig Dino is a puzzly digging game for the Playdate. In Dig Dig Dino, you get hired as an intern at a paleontology dig site, in which you'll discover new dinosaur bones and treasure.
So you mostly dig around and find bones and try to recreate what happened. And there's a mystery narrative layer going on there.
With the bones, you get to learn more about the strange occurrences that happened in this location in the past. And with the treasure, you can sell them to buy new upgrades and new tools that will help you dig even deeper.
I think the main inspiration for a game like this about uncovering, digging for dinosaurs is obviously movies like Jurassic Park and that whole concept. If you're a 90s kid, you know what I'm talking about. And I think the other thing was seeing this announced for the first time. I remember being so excited about it. And also I have a young kid, he's 3 years old and he's obsessed about dinosaurs. And I think that's been lingering in my mind as we develop this game. So I think it's something for all the dino kids out there.
I hope people enjoy the chill loop of the game. It's a game without any time pressure and without any kind of stress. So you'll be able to play this on the go or while watching TV. It sounds simple, but it's the kind of game that I'm looking for these days. And it's pretty rewarding too, because you play for 5-10 minutes, you do a whole day at the dig site, and then you come back to the campsite and you can spend the money you just made on new upgrades. And it feels really rewarding as the progression is pretty fast. And you really get to finish the game in about 4 to 6 hours, which feels good to get the whole story within that time.
The thing that I'm most curious about is seeing how people react to the whole story of the game. So I hope they play until the end and they discover the whole thing.
A Playdate season is an experience of pure discovery, pure joy in figuring out what these games are about. And being part of it is just an incredible experience of freedom and making a game for players that are curious, players that are looking for new things to experience, and it feels great.
I'm ecstatic that we get to be part of the second season for this. There are a lot of games in this that are incredible, and we're honored to be part of them. So I hope you like our game.
Thank you, and I hope you enjoy season 2.
Thank you. Bye.
No bones about it, you're going to love that game. Next up, we'll hear from Pixel Ghost Ollie Ko, whom you may know as the creator of Time from Earth and the Life's Too Short series of adventure games for Playdate. His upcoming game is a reimagining of one of the most well-known point-and-click adventure games of all time, now coming to Playdate as part of Season 2.
Hi everyone, my name's Ollie Ko from Pixel Ghost, and I'm currently developing Shadowgate PD with the help of Than on artwork and Ben on music and sound.
Hi everybody, my name is Ben, and I did the music and sound on Shadowgate PD.
Shadowgate PD is the official Playdate remake of the 1987 point-and-click adventure Shadowgate, and it's all made in Playdate's web-based development platform Pulp. In Shadowgate PD, you'll be exploring a fantasy world pointing and clicking and trying to avoid traps and defeating beasts, ultimately trying to track down the Warlock Lord and save the world. Shadowgate is one of my earliest gaming memories, and the music from the NES version still fills me with equal parts nostalgia and dread.
When making music and sound for Shadowgate PD, I was thinking about how to create new songs that have their own identity and feel for the game, but also could still be nostalgic and kind of have elements of the original soundtrack that pull people in that have already played the game before.
We took a lot of inspiration from previous versions of the game. We wanted to take elements from the NES version, from the Mac version, but really develop something that was unique and really shines on Playdate in terms of the screen and the platform and the design, bringing together parts we liked from each side to really make sure Shadowgate PD is hopefully a great way to bring Shadowgate to a modern audience. I remember early on in the Playdate's life cycle thinking that Shadowgate would be a fantastic game to bring to the platform, and in the end we reached out to Dave Marsh of Zoojoy, one of the original creators, and simply asked. I think it's fantastic that we can bring a whole new remake to existing Shadowgate fans, but also reach a whole new audience through Playdate. It's really an honor to be part of Season 2 for Playdate. This console's changed my life in a lot of ways. It's really allowed me to be a game developer for the first time, and to be part of such a big event for a console and a community that means so much to me is an absolute privilege, so thank you so much.
Being part of Season 2 is so cool to me because I remember when I first got my Playdate and played through Season 1 with everybody else for the first time. It was just such a cool experience opening up a game every Monday, and to me it feels like this is kind of the pinnacle of what a creator wants on the Playdate, is getting into Season 2 and getting as much exposure to their game as possible. And I'm really excited for people to play this game because it's just such a fun, unique game.
Thank you so much to Panic and Playdate and everybody else involved, and please everybody enjoy Shadowgate PD and enjoy Season 2.
Thanks. Have fun.
Thanks so much. And finally, we're thrilled to have some of the Taria & Como team here with us in collaboration with Juvie Productions. Founded by Viola Davis and Julius Tenen, Juvie Productions crafts stories across mediums from a diverse range of both emerging and established voices. We're so excited that Taria & Como will be a part of Playdate Season 2.
Hi, my name is Kip Henderson, and I'm the creator, writer, artist, not programmer, for Taria & Como.
Hi, I'm Kalen Hun, the Vice President of Juvie Productions and the producer on Taria & Como. Taria & Como is a retro-style side-scrolling platformer. You play as Taria, and when your little sister Como goes missing, you set out on an adventure to find her.
So, Taria & Como is a unique take on the platforming genre because the main character Taria can't jump all the time. So instead of jumping being the main mechanic like in most platformers, this one actually features a grapple or swinging where Taria attaches to a point and then swings below and builds up enough momentum to carry her to the next platform.
You traverse a number of perilous environments as you find clues to help you find your sister, and you gain insight into the true intentions of Toxdom,
A corrupt healthcare facility who dispatches a health bot named Dr. Brooksy to try and keep Taria safe. The game draws a lot on my own personal experiences as a disabled person, from being talked to like I'm a baby by various nurses, to having preferred medical supplies become suddenly unavailable due to things that are outside of my control.
We were so inspired by Kip's story, his talent, the characters he created, each with their own unique personalities and relationship to the fantasy world of Tabernall where they live.
I hope players will enjoy the puzzle of trying to get from level to level using platforming techniques, the tactile fun of using the crank to veer yourself in or out, and all the humor and satire and social commentary that emerges as Dr. Brooksy and Taria go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, trying to wrestle for control.
We hope that this is just one of many chapters to come.
I'm so excited for Taria & Como to be a part of Season 2 on the Playdate.
Thank you for checking us out, and we really, truly hope you love it. Bye.
Thanks so much. Doesn't that look great? Well, that's all the details we want to give you on Season 2 games. but here's a super quick tease of everything else that's coming this season. I'm so excited for you to check out Season 2. There will be about a dozen games with 2 unlocking each week for 6 weeks. Plus maybe a surprise. We'll see, but I'll say bye for now, and turn it back over to Krista, who's going to tell you how and when you can get these games. It's been so great to be here with you all again. Thanks to all the developers who've worked so hard with me to make such great games for this season. Thank you to the teams who gave us a little sneak peek into their games, and thank you for watching. Here's Krista.
Thanks, Arissa. Whew, Season 2, can you believe it? And yeah, huge thanks to all of the amazing devs for their hard work and also for providing me with videos of themselves and footage from their games. It's super appreciated. So the question remains, how do I get this goodness into my Playdate? Well, all you need to do is go to this URL right now to pre-order Season 2. You can also pre-order it directly on your Playdate. Here are the details. Season 2 will be $39 and the games are set to begin arriving on May 29th. And that's it. There's even time to order a Playdate now if you don't already have one, and get it in time for Season 2. And since more people than ever have Playdates, I'm personally really looking forward to people discovering and playing these games together in real time. I know I love them so far, and I've loved hearing from the developers on what went into making them. And on that note, Season 2 of the Playdate podcast will launch alongside Playdate Season 2. That's right. My plan is to release 2 episodes each week to coincide with that week's 2 games. Now you might be thinking, but Krista, isn't recording and editing 2 narrative form podcast episodes each week a lot of work? To which I'd say, yes it is, but I love you all very much and you're worth it. And I've been super busy with other stuff, but I did manage to release a couple of Playdate podcast episodes recently, so be sure to check the feed and get caught up if you haven't already. Okay, that's all for now. Go pre-order Season 2, subscribe to the Playdate podcast, and then play some or Pullfrog or that fabulous new Root Bear update, because you deserve it. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
I'm Fletch, the developer of Extras, and I just love Playdate because of how supportive and warm the community is. Everyone's just really kind over there.
ゲームの作りっていうのはコントローラーに大きく影響を受けます。パニックさんはここにクランクを取り付けた。これは今までにないゲームを作れる可能性がある。それを作ってみたいんです。
Hey all, this is Ollie at Pixelghost, and I love the Playdate because the platform, team, and community have literally changed my life and allowed me to become a real-life game developer. So thank you.
こんにちは。大一人と言います。プレイデートの好きなところは滑らかな画面です。最近は日本語で遊べるタイトルも増えて嬉しいです。
You wanna know why I like the Playdate? You just get a crank, and crank, and crank, and crank, and crank, and crank, and crank, and